Welcome, interwebs. This is Draw Again, Draw the Line. And what I'm drawing the line on this time is the reaction that happened over this weekend, regarding these teenagers that had a mob mentality taken after them, pretty much over what was basically nothing. These kids, despite your opinion, if you take a look at the videos, they did not really do anything. This kid just stood his ground, not like the ground like he's ready to, duke it out. He just stood there. And Nathan Phillips came up to him. And when Nathan Phillips was on line, or on CNN, he said that the kids surrounded him. Not the case. If you watch the video, he actually walked into the group. These kids were targeted because of their skin color, and they were targeted because they were wearing a MAGA hat. And you got people this day that will not look at the footage and believe that these kids are racist. They're bringing up the blackouts the kids did because they painted their faces when they went to the thing. They protected one of their own that's in their class. When the black Israelites was calling them racial slurs, and they told them to stop. These are good kids. They do a little bit of rowdy stuff, but every kid does. They're trying to bring up like other, people because one person did something bad. They all did something bad. That's stupid mentality. I find it stupid. So what I found more appalling was the way the public reacted to this. I have read Arnett, The Rise of Totalitarianism, and I don't want to do that. And I did. Where all that a fascist regime needs to accomplish to be predominant in a society is to have the public have thoughtlessness. And this is basically what happened on Twitter. This is what happened on Facebook. This happened on social media. We had total thoughtlessness. No one wanted to wait. They ran to judgment on these boys because of their background. They're Catholic. They're wearing MAGA hats. They got to be racist. They let their hate for the president, pun intended, trump their ideals, and went after these young men as if they were guilty before even charged. There was no due process. They didn't even wait. I had a couple conversations, like I told them this was basically nothing. They should not even be really worried about this. That my first reports that I got on it was that they were just both protesting and basically protesting each other. And I quoted the Constitution. And what I got was some person, Hispanic because of their last name, said that, well, it was the Constitution was made by men, and it's a failed document because all men are fallible. I go, if that's the case, the Bible was written by men too. Apparently that's valuable. If you watch Dogma, then they make that case that all the pen holders were men, and they tainted it towards the male gender. So they never really told the truth because all the pen holders were men, serendipity. The narrative has been put into place a couple times, especially in mainstream. I just find it laughable. Everyone that I was talking to yesterday was ready to go storm the castle with their pitchforks. All these boys were evil. The Twitter on there, you had celebrities that didn't get booted off that were calling for these kids to be punched in the face, to be doxxed. They put up their pictures. They went and took a screenshot of all their faces and wanted them to be doxxed, which was just completely stupid. It's the whole entire school. It's a Catholic school. They don't have like millions and millions of people, going after them. And the way the media put it, these kids were guilty to begin with. They didn't even double check. They put these kids at risk through their slander, through their libel, and created a mob of hatred because they were wearing a red hat And now that they contacted this guy's parents, Sandman. They contacted his parents' workplace to try to get him fired, from what I've seen and read. They just took one source and they ran with it. I told many people online, you know, don't just take one source. Take a look at it. See what other sites are saying and so forth. And they didn't. They just ran to judgment. They wanted to condemn these kids right off the spot. And I just think that is just complete horrible. What happened, I thought was kind of a nothing burger. Those kids shouldn't have had to put up with the black Israelites using the foul language, calling them all, homosexuals, basically trying to bait them. And then when the Native American comes by, they're like, well, here's comes granddad. Now you're in trouble. I mean, they were just trying to instigate them. And this Nathan Phillips character, he was trying to do the same thing. Because he came up, he picked this boy, stand in front of him, and then on the news, he said that they surrounded him. They didn't surround him. There was a whole bunch of space. He could have walked up to the Lincoln Memorial if he really wanted to, but he wanted to be the victim, and he has a history of it as well, coming to look at what his past was. So he's got more than one occasion on that where he has played the victim. And started something. I just think it was atrocious that they, the news media and people, the general public, went so much to want to punch these kids, to hurt these kids violently, to get them kicked out of school. So it's a tarnish on their reputation. It's a tarnish on their reputation. Most of them probably going to go to college soon, so they're going to not be able to go to college and further their education that way. But who cares? They're MAGA wearing hats. Someone said that the MAGA, some celebrity said on Twitter, the MAGA wearing hats is the KKK of this generation. That is just BS. Because a lot of people wear the MAGA hats at different races, different cultures. And it doesn't, just because you think that Donald Trump is racist doesn't mean every follower is racist. Just like not every Chicano is an illegal immigrant. Just like not every guy is a potential rapist or whatever. You're classifying and grouping individuals into a larger group and making them all the same thing of something that you don't like. And then when evidence comes up that dictates the otherwise about a person, you still got to hunt and find that information to confirm your bias, that this person's still evil, this person is still a bad person. I've seen a lot of it online, and I'm getting tired of the reason why I started doing this. I used to do some political cartoons back in the day, was Getting Ink, and I'm getting tired of people being falsely accused and then having the media and having social media basically having them guilty just by vote of public opinion. It's becoming an atrocity. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you got comments, please share. I guess like, subscribe, and all that other good stuff. I got about 1 minute left, and this is a real squiggly line. I think I really got heated on this because I'm just getting tired of all the quick to judgment. Let's not make a mistake. Let's go through rash, emotional things and reactions to something that basically was a nothing burger. These kids, they stood their ground. They stayed positive. They started chanting to drown out the racism of another group. And this guy comes in, he puts himself in the middle and makes all these claims proven wrong, and goes on CNN and blatantly lies about these kids and lies about himself. So I hope you guys have a great and wonderful day.